I mean, I got into crypto in 2013. I'll send you Bitcoin. I randomly opened my wallet one day. What's going on here? I was 13 years old at the time. Dude, it's like I keep it on the lows, you know what I mean? I ended up borrowing $3,000 from my dad. I think I just figured life out. It's a long story. I mean, I got into crypto in 2013. Not many people know that. And like the reason being how I got into it was because I got hacked on Halo and I wanted to basically figure out how he did it. Ended up on a forum called Hack Forums. Shout out to anyone that actually knows what that is. And basically they have like a secondary market where you could buy and sell like graphic design work. And I was 13 years old at the time and I was like really into like shooting Minecraft montages and shit. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like this is a way I can like make money. And I didn't have a bank account at the time. So when I went to go like sell like graphic design work to a bunch of just like random like anon people on this forum, they're like, yo, go on blockchain.com and make a Bitcoin wallet and we'll send you Bitcoin. So I was like, okay, like screw it, let's do it. So I was accumulating Bitcoin from like 2013 to 2016. And then by the time like that 2016, 2017, like bull market came along, I randomly opened my wallet one day and I saw that I had like a crap ton more in like USD value to my Bitcoin. So I was like, what's going on here? So I ended up going down a deep rabbit hole of like, okay, what is Bitcoin? Read the white paper, read up on like ICO. This is like 2017, early 2017. And I'm like, okay, let me like lock in real quick because like I know this is gonna be huge. So I ended up borrowing $3,000 from my dad, basically convincing him as a 17-year-old kid, like, hey, I think I just figured life out. And he lobbed me $3,000. And by the end of like the 2017 bull run, I ended up making like over 6 figures, trading like ICOs and just like random coins that would just like pop up.
Was your dad not scared?
He was, and then he saw the success of it. So my dad and my mom ended up getting remarried after they're renewed their vows after 20 years of being married. I have a big family of 8. We ended up going back home to the Philippines, paid off all of the flights, ended up buying a new car, camera, laptop off of like the profits I made. And by the time that 2017 bull run kind of came to an end, I lost all my money because the bear market happened, and you guys all know like what happens after the bear market happens. And like that was kind of like, I guess, my first official cycle as a person that was like actively trading in the space. So after that, I was still kind of locked into crypto here and there. At the time, I was just figuring out my life. I was in high school trying to see like, okay, am I gonna try to make crypto my full-time job? Ended up just like doing a lot of internships in Web2 companies. I had my own business doing like music videos and a lot of like content creation for small businesses. And fast forward to the 2020 bull market is where like things started to kick off. Basically working retail, still doing like crypto trading on the side. And I'm like, wait, like I've been in this space for so long, kind of learned the ropes of content creation and just being a marketer. Ended up making LinkedIn content 90 days straight, kind of just trying to show like my knowledge in the space. Ended up landing a job at a crypto exchange based in Toronto, where I'm from, and it kind of just like took off from there. I've been working full-time in the space for like almost, I think, 6 years now. Worked in the Cosmos ecosystem for like 2 years, and then like transitioned to the Bitcoin ecosystem. And now we're here at Sophon. I mean, I love it here. I think consumer crypto is going to be the next biggest thing. And just the way I push myself on like crypto Twitter and beyond, I feel like the lifestyle content and all of that sort of stuff just fits more with my personal brand and like what Sophon actually wants to be. Yeah, that's kind of like my life story of how I got into crypto. And honestly, there's a lot more detail to it, but like I could be here for another hour or two talking about it. So
what do I need to know about the young Miggy to understand the man that you are today?
Young Miggy, I mean, dude, I was always, I wouldn't say a degenerate, but always willing to take risk. I mean, again, from the age of 13, kind of being introduced into crypto, it skews your way of thinking of how like monetary value is transacted through like the world. And it also really making a lot of money at an early age, before the age of like TikTok and all that, it really skewed how my brain saw like financial value and like how you can make money online. And it screwed me up for a couple of years until I kind of got into the space, and I was just like, okay, like the money's cool and everything, but at the same time, I just want to be able to just build a brand that's cool and everyone can just like watch and be like, oh, it's nice to see what Miggy's doing, right? So yeah, that's kind of like, I guess, a little lore about myself.
What do you think the future of CT is?
The future of CT is going to be filled with content creators, okay? I think we see it a lot in Web 2. We see people that just like want to not show off, but like just showcase what their lifestyle's like, talk a little bit more about themselves, and actually have a face behind their PFP. And I think doxing is the way to go, and people should like know that. And I think it's going to be the next biggest thing when it comes down to just like lifestyle content creation, etc., etc. It'll be probably the next biggest thing.
And if someone wants to create that, where do they start? What do they do? What do they film? Like, what do they speak about?
Just like talk about your daily life. I feel like there's a lot to talk about, and like building in public is really important. So if you're working at a project, just like showcasing what you do on a day-to-day basis is huge.
And learning in public.
Yeah, and learning in public. Like there's always room to grow, and there's always something new to learn. And I think that's like really important, especially in your career, especially being in crypto. Things change on a consistent basis. There's always new apps, there's always new protocols, L1s and L2s that like arise out of nowhere. And yeah, it's always important to learn and just like be tapped into the scene, I feel like.
Do you think crypto consumer is bullshit?
Like, what do you mean? I feel like...
I think why? Like, why does it need to exist on chain? What is actually wrong in the Web 2 world that people really care about and value to happen in the Web 3 world?
I think the value should be to the creator, and I think like authenticity and verification of like what you do is very important. And the blockchain basically fixes a lot of like those issues. And within like our ZK stack that Sophon is actually built on, we have this thing called zkTLS where you can verify your Web 2 data, and it's all private, and we can basically reward you, or any app can reward you for things that you do on a day-to-day basis. For example, like if you're a gambler on stake per se, and you have like $10,000 in volume, another gambling website can just basically go ahead and just say like, hey, like we see your data through zkTLS, we'll reward you $500 since you're such an active user on stake. And then that's just the whole way of like doing marketing, is just kind of bringing more users through the actual data that we can kind of provide you guys. So, and I mean, like there's always like, there's new paradigms that happen in the space all the time, but I feel like with the tech that we have and like the devs that are actually building things, SocialFi is huge, Mindshare is huge on CT, but also all that shit is cool. But at the end of the day, we just want like consumer products to just move outside of CT. We need to start marketing more on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Those are like big key places where we need to get into like that normie audience more, and just like, hey, start shilling more of these like crypto projects. But like from the Sophon perspective, a lot of the stuff is like, hey, let's make crypto invisible and make the experience what really matters at the end of the day.
How does somebody get involved with Sophon?
Dude, hop on our Twitter, learn a little bit more. Look at our core contributors. Ascari is a great marketing lead. Shout out to him. That's my boy. Also, our team is trying to build more in public, so it's good to kind of like take a look at like what they're posting. Go check out our website, sophon.xyz. We also post like a lot over there. You can see all of our ecosystem partners and like who's building in the space over there. So I think that's like a great resource if you ever want to learn more about Sophon.
When TGE?
TGE very soon. As of the making of this video, it's going to be happening in the next couple weeks. I just can't announce a date, but it's going to be fun. I think it'll be a good time. TGE is a very nerve-wracking time in the space for any crypto project. I'm trying to build a community of like people that really understand what Sophon is trying to build and is there for the long term and really understands our vision. So at the end of the day, if our price goes down, kind of just like come together as a community and just be like, hey, like this shit is very innovative, and like we're trying to build a whole new culture, bring content, make sure content is king. I think content is a huge focus in the space that nobody's really doing correctly. And we want to make sure that like, hey, we're the front runners of that and just start a whole new kind of wave of creators making cool content on Sophon.
I think what's crazy interesting is that if you run events in crypto, or if you attend events in crypto, one of the hardest things to do is to have metrics. And when like your business will say that the foundation is like, well, how do we justify this spend? Usually it's really hard.
Yeah.
But with someone like you, when Sophon said like, well, how do we justify you being in Dubai? It's like, well, look at what we've created.
Exactly. And like, again, when we say content first, it's like, okay, how do we think of activations where we can invite creators, they can make their own content, and like everything goes well. I mean, you can have an event that's just like a one-off experience, but like that's only going to live on the timeline like for that event, and then after that everyone's going to forget about it. But if you can create experiences that people can start creating content that lasts longer than just the event, then you've kind of won in a way where you're building out more brand awareness for what you're trying to build out. And I think that's what we did a great job at in Dubai with, was the spa event. I mean, like, we've had tons of creators come. We made a lot of noise on CT. Good or bad, I think PR is PR at the end of the day. And yeah, we had a really great time. So it's something that we're really trying to change when it comes to like IRL experiences. I think Con is happening very soon. We have lots of plans to do a cool activation there. And also as well, heading into like Paris Fashion Week a week before, we're trying to shake things up. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do something pretty crazy over there as well. Yeah.
Apart from you, Sophon, your team, who else should people look at to be inspired with content creation?
Dude, there's a lot of people outside of the team. I think Shiv, shout out to Shiv from the Pudgy team. He's doing a great job with content. He was killing it in Dubai.
Is that the guy who jumped on the stage?
No, that is not. Leon is a crazy guy. He's like, I think 17 years old. He's killing it in content right now. And like, honestly, shout out to him. He's a killer. He's going to be very successful in the crypto space. And like, that's what we need. This new generation is really coming out hot with like content that people can resonate with and just like entertain the space. Because right now, like, tweeting from an anon PFP is not going to help you really grow. Like, you need to really shake things up. And like, Leon's doing a great job of that. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, we're outside. We're in Toronto for a consensus, and we're just out here vibing. Shout out my boy Louis here. We're just shooting some stuff, and we're gonna have a good time. About to hit the bar with some of the homies, homegirls. That's what life is about, you know, making experiences and just being happy. That's what it is, man. So we'll see you guys there. Peace.